Punching the louvers out. We got the louvers done. It was just another 15 minutes. You know, as we punched them out, we punched this side out. We showed you how we punched them. This side, we did the exact same process that we did on this side. And I'm going to show you what I was talking about when I cut the louvers with the zip cut, why it's good to sand the metal all off and get it cleaned off the best you can. If you can come here for a second, Jolene. It's easier because these things right here, see this little tiny share of metal? That little share of metal there. When you're doing that, you do not clean the metal on both sides really good. These things hang on, and sometimes they're hard to get off. You see something right there? And I just like to try to get them off before it comes time. And if you can understand, like this is like sanding a cheese grater now. You really want to try to have all the work done before, you know, it becomes into sanding or anything like that. You want to have all the work done on the scoops here, on the louvers. So what I'm going to do, I'm just clean this off for a second, just because I showed you that. I wanted to show you that. That's all. That's why I'm saying you have to clean them up nice before you do that. On this one, anyways, on something that come down and just punched out, I'm not sure because I do not have that. But on this where I'm cutting them, it's always nice to clean the metal off first. If you can understand also, if I had just punched them out, then I'd have to clean that off and how hard that would be. These things right here are very hard on tools. I try not to get, you know, around here. I wished I would have feathered this off a little bit better. On this side, I wished I would have, just because those are there now, and there's quite a, you can feel the gauge of the paint. And we'll see, we'll have to strip that back some. I mean, I don't know if you have to watch me make a video of how to feather paint back. I can, I probably should, to be honest with you. I'm going to do it just for a second. I'm going to show this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fit one of them spats on. Actually, I better do that first. Better stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. All right, this is what's going on. I just want to show you what's going on with the louvers. Did you come back on this side? I just want to come back on this side and maybe get down. And then you can show what feeling Bernie's going to have. You know, what feeling Bernie's going to have when he has the louvers on his hood as he's driving his car. There's a different feeling there. You almost feel like you get a hood scoop on or whatever. It feels a little faster. I can see a few things right up in there. And get them off. We'll have to deburr that before we do anything to it. That's why both sides were done. It turned out well. But right here and right now, Doug and Jerry were in today. John Wilson was in today. A few of my friends. We have this, I call them Fender skirts. That's what I've known them as. As I'm learning, these are called Spats for the English cars, I guess. And what is going on is, I want to put my knee pads on, if you don't mind. What is going on is he's put a wider rear end in this car than original. So actually what Bernie is doing here is he's actually built himself a hot rod by the engine having more power, changing the engine, making more power, to widening out the rear end for handling, the louvers for heat disbursement, the wire wheels he put on it. So he's actually building himself a hot rod, and when he put the wider rear end in it, the spats do not fit. And I can see why they don't fit, because the wheel's out further than this. So we'll check it out, see what goes on. I don't even know how the fender skirts go on, to be honest to you. The fender skirts were dropped off today. The spats were dropped off today. And this is something that he would like to see fit. So I'm thinking that this one here, it's got a piece in here, piece there. I'm thinking this goes in here. Bear with me, because I don't know what's going on either. Something back like that. And that would go. Let's get them on as far as I can, I guess. Well, we know that it's not going to work. This, if I bend this, if I try to bend this out, I would have to rip something or cut something to bend that out. I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm going to change this part, I think. I'm just looking at it. If I try to bend that there and try to get that in there, it's not going to work. Me trying to bend that in there, it's just not going to work. It's going to kink. There's a bend going this way, there's a roll going this way, and a piece going that way. There's inner construction on that. I'm thinking I can feel it. And they've been messed with already. Like they've been pieced up a little bit. And that does not matter to me. All we have to do is fix it. The wheel is too wide for the car. This is what I'm going to do. Did that just work one time? Just wondering if I bring this back like that. If I cut that, then I can get it to fit, that's for sure. And that's basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. That's what I think I'm going to do. I know I'm going to do that actually. Now just looking at it, I'm not going to be able to bend it to make it fit. I can't bend that in there. There's a straight piece going this way. For me to bend that out, I have to rip that. If I just take and cut this off, then I can see if I can get it to fit. And then I can just put a wheel lip back on it. You know, I'll just try to continue it so it looks right. And let's get up. All we can do is try it, I guess. That's all we can do. I'm just thinking over in my own brain before I cut this. When I go to cut this, it's pretty well over, is it not? So I just want to, and I want it back beyond the wheel a little bit. I got a little bit beyond there. What I'll do is I'll end up cutting it off, and then we'll check it out. That's all we can do. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to put a little tape on this. That marker's gone already. Hard to believe. I know, it's hard to believe. So we had 3 tasks on this car that take my brain, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the task of that. You know, let's face it, it took a little bit to get it, whatever. 2.5 hours we had that done. That's not bad for taking the car hood off and explaining and talking. That's me and Jolene, 2.5 hours. But that task there, getting that done, making that look nice, you know, not a lot of people do that. And doing the task of making the glass, making the hood fit right. That made me happy. And to get this fit the car and put that back on, that'll make me happy. It really will. Because that'll be 3 tasks that we have overcome and did. You know, if you know what I'm trying to say, we will have accomplished that. The sand down, the paint job. Well, that's all up to Jolene. She's gonna paint this one.
Yeah.
You gonna paint this one, Jolene?
No.
You could though.
Someday.
Alrighty. I'm just gonna make a line on this. What the heck? Doesn't fit now, so I really, to be honest with you, I can't really fit much, can I? It doesn't fit now. Just because that mark's there, doesn't mean I'm going to cut it off there. If you know what I'm trying to say. I got to come off into the veer off in this somehow. I want to. Up here then. Hold on, girl. Hold on, girl. Got to make a nice, trying to make a nice wheel arch there. changing. I'm not gonna tape it. Just gonna use the marker, I guess. What the hey? Use the marker draw it on. I want this one. That's up so high, this one here. Go way up there, you're going so far, eh? How about we do a little bit, and then we'll do some more. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do, just made up my mind. Just come to me. Do a little bit, and then a little bit, we'll come a little bit more. That's what we'll do. Now, I got that piece on the back, so I don't want to go any, well, doesn't matter. To me, this is fun stuff. Fun stuff. I forgot to put my belt on, my pants falling off. Yeah, to me, this is fun stuff when you get to do this. And what I mean by do this is I mean to cut something to make it fit, or yeah, just make something work. And there's actually no rules. So, you know, if I'm doing it this way, that's fine. It can be done as many ways as it wants to be, as long as it gets done, you know what I mean? It's just a preference there, I guess. You'd have to make up your own mind when you get there, what you're going to do. It just, sometimes just how long you take to get there. That depends on whether, you know, that's, I guess, making decisions. That's what I'm saying, making decisions. There's more ways you can do whatever other one else you do there, but making decisions on the fly, quickly as possible, helps get the job done. And the quicker that you practice making decisions, you know, try not to overthink everything and just go to it and not worry. Sometimes it goes faster. You know what I'm trying to say? I know what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I get it over to you right. So I'm just thinking, like, you know, to overthink something is sometimes a person's problem. And I try to make a decision very quickly to get something done. Try to. He'll never know. I do them both the same, he'll never know. Right, baby? Right? Come hold on, you never know. You never know. Let's see what goes on here now. I think I should get a screwdriver. I'm going to get a screwdriver, put that on and try to get a true read on that. I don't even know if I get a true read on it now because I cut it before I had it fitting, and I probably should have put it on the best I could. Here we go. I see that goes in there. Goes underneath there. Wow, look at that now. Would you like it? I like it. Right on. I guess it has to fit there. Well done. I like how they're going. Well done. Look at that now, would you? If you come take a look. You have to come take a look here. As we see back here, we have an inside, I don't know what you call that, support of the fender skirt right there. We'll have to chew that back some because it's going to hit the wheel there. We can see that it's going to hit the wheel. Probably another corner got to get cut off it. This piece right here, it's not bad. I could probably take it up a little bit more. I don't know how much more I want to go. I kind of, me personally, watch yourself. Me personally, I like the look of it down over. It's down over here. So I probably should maybe try to continue it on here. I can just bring this out so it does not touch the wheel because you got a finger's gap. I'm not gonna put it in there now because it's sharp. It wouldn't hit the tire. As long as I make sure this comes out, I should be fine. I can actually bend that out a little bit myself and then put a little piece on. We'll put that back on. Awesome, this is what I'm gonna do. I like it just the way it is. Yes, I'm gonna get a pair of, just thinking in my brain, what I'm gonna do is get a pair of channel, or two of these channels. I just want to bend this out and just see what it looks like. I just want to bend it out and see what it looks like. I want to bend it out. And I'm just trying to keep that distance right there. That's all I'm doing, trying to keep that distance. You can hear her crunching, but she'll be all right. Can you hear her crunching, baby? It'll be all right. You just get that on there. Keep same distance. Beautiful. Just hold still, eh? It won't hurt a bit. Hold still. I like it. I like it. I like it. You can do that with a hammer and dolly too. You most certainly can. But at the present moment, I have to cut back quite a ways on that, and I'll bring this out, and then I'm just going to add this little piece right here. I'll weld a piece on there all the way down. I might even take it off the piece that we already had. If I can cut it off and get it to go there, I will. Right? I will. And I only need half of it. I only need half the line. So that way there I'll be able to bend it. I don't need to cut that piece way up here. I just need to cut it right here and then shape it to this. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. So if you want to see what's going on here, this is hitting right here. Hitting. Yeah. And this is how the distance in between the wheel. Right? I'm going to bring a lip in, but I'm only going to bring it so far. Right? I'm going to cut the lip back a little bit so it does not hit that. Here we go. I'm gonna take this off. Didn't want to get into the welding, but there's no, I don't think there's any choice here. What we're doing, this has to be cut off. Right. We didn't need that piece anyways. I'm gonna try to bend that up. The quicker I get this done, you know, the better for both of us. Old Doug come up today, got the went out back and got the Jag going. Woo! Him and Jerry. Cool. Hey cats, got it going for me. Gotta like that. I said I was trading for a non-run Jaguar. That's not true anymore. It's baby. It's not true anymore. I'm just bending this metal up because I want to get away from the wheel like I showed you there on what's going on there. I can get a hammer and dolly also. Just this thing's not working too bad. She's just thick there. It's all thickest part of the car. Right there. Thickest part of the car. Oh, Fina's outside. Jolene, guys. We started the video and Jolene said, "You gotta come inside." And I said, "What?" She said, "Fina, gotta come inside." Before we started. And I said, "What for?" She goes, "Oh, well, people want to see Fina." Fina's outside. She's generally protecting the garage at all times. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to clean that off real quick. I am going to get a hammer and a dolly, just tack that and make it a little straighter before I add it. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this just like this. a little bit more, but I can glue that back on there. And I can put the shrinker on that and bring that around. It's not really long enough anymore because I made it longer. Maybe I just make a piece. Probably just make a piece just as easy. But anyways, it's not long enough anymore. I would put it on there, but then I have to make a piece. Like I can put this in here and tack that on there and then make a little piece of there, but that doesn't make me, not something I want to do, is piece it up like that. I'll try to make one piece of it. So that piece not working will make me make a piece. That's what I'll do. Make it quick. As quick as I can. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You get it, Tina?
Yep.
And all I'm doing is straighten this out best I can before I apply something else. So I'm going to get a measurement. I'm going to show you something real quick. I got this. I want that measurement. This is how I like to do this, just to make it easy on myself. Take a piece of tape. That's the length of the piece I want. Yeah, I'm going to take a marker. And you can do that for anything that you can't measure, or if you haven't got a measuring tape, or whatever. Do that for anything. A piece of metal. Ooh, that makes me happy. Ooh. My length. I'm real quickly going to try to bend. I can do this just like this now. Yeah, I can. I wonder how I want to do that. Okay. What has to happen is I'm running here a little bit. I have to make this round like this and also make it roll over like this. So obviously this roll right here is going to make it want to straighten back out again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the shrinker there. Now I'm going to bend this over around on a piece of pipe, or just bend it over around on whatever I want to bend it on, and get my hammer. I'm just looking for something to bend the edge over. I think it's probably right over here. I want it over more if I can get it. I can get it. Doesn't want to hold it for me. I'm going to change this for a second because I know I'm going to use it. And I'll think about that as it doesn't change this. This is a shrinker stretcher. The shrinker will have the teeth that are open. So the teeth that are open, that should be the shrinker. And the teeth that are closed is the stretcher. Because you'll see these teeth opened, it'll come down and pull them together. On that one, it comes down and pulls it apart, which stretches it. I got this piece of metal here. I need more of a rolled edge on it. I'm gonna take it over to the brake and just bend it. Just because, and then I'll beat the crap hole out of it after. This will straighten it out, I know. Doesn't matter at the present moment. So we should be, hopefully, we'll be painting Bernie's car this week. What's today? Okay, we're painting Bernie's car this week sometime, hopefully. Jolene's doing a great job masking it up. Jolene's doing a great job masking it up. I gotta get going the right way, still want to bend it over some. I'm going to put a piece of pipe in here. Get more shape on this. What happens is I want more shape on one edge, just rolled over a little bit more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of this in the vise and hit it with a hammer. Actually, I could put it in the vise and bring it right over. Just want more of an edge on that top piece. What I was looking for. What I was looking for. Now I want this to go around this way. Right, so I want that to go around this way and I get that little shape on there. So what we're gonna do, this is straight. I have to stretch it. If I shrunk it, it would come together. Stretch it, I'm gonna make it come apart. So I'll take it over here. I have a bunch of these. I'm hoping that this one. One second. A friend of mine, Jack, gave me all these handles that he found they were thrown out in the toolboxes, but they're good for things. I made a hammer handle. See, this is another part of this job where I got to get it done as quick as possible because it really means going together. I'll use this one over here. It means, you know, whether I'm getting, I'm getting a good deal or not. So I really have to, get going. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Took off there quite well, didn't it? And I'm just stretching that, right? Got in there a little too far on this one, but I got a hammer to, help me to round that off again. All right. I'm going to take this over. I'm going to check it out and see what it says. I got a lot of stuff in here. There you go. Now, as you can see, a little bit more you know, just a little bit more in through here. If I have a marker in my pocket, I should mark it. I should mark it. Just generally in through here, I guess. Let's do a little bit more. This thing is very touchy too. You don't really have to hit it that hard to really do the job that you think you need done. So it's good to go back and check a couple times. And turn the welder on there. All right, there we're pretty close there now. I like to bend that over to get that one. So. I'm going to take this just to try to get it fit a little bit better. I'm going to fold this down just a bit on the edge. Just taking the edge off it. Yeah, just taking the edge off. We're going to weld it on that edge too. That's why we're just going to round it off a little bit. That down there is sort of what I think that is I think that is lead. Oh goody, oh goody, oh goody. Keep it like that. We'll weld that back together. Push that down there. Once I get that welded on, let's do it. I'm going to do this, I guess, just... So, me and Jolene sort of have a plan, well, we do sort of have a plan, me and Jolene do. We've you know, like we say, we're going to have a build coming up. And what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to get, this is what we would like to do. We'd like to try to get to 100,000 subscribers. This is what we'd like to try to do. I want to get Bernie's car done. I would like to finish I'm going to finish John's air station. And I've got to put the floor in Jim's car at Patterson. I told him I'd do that. But this is what we're going to do. When that is all over, we are going to do a full-on build, and we are going to give it away to YouTube. That's what we're going to do. All right, baby. Mm-hmm. Someone's going to be getting a dream car. Simple as that. We have to do what we got to do, you know, in these times. We have to do what we got to do. And we really feel that we can go ahead by making a car on YouTube. Excuse me, sweetheart, I want to go by you. Got a booby trap right behind you. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Anybody on that is a subscriber and does the thing that Jolene needs you to do or wants you to do or asks of you to do and you do it, I guess you'll be in on the draw, I guess, or I don't know how that goes. But we are going to build a car for YouTube. We're going to build it from straight from the get-go. We're going to show you every step, and somebody's going to win it. Somebody's going to win it. And it's going to be like a car like you've never seen before. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a car that no one has. Simple as that. Something like you've never seen before. Can't wait. It's gonna be fun. Hey, baby. Yep. It's gonna be fun. So, I guess, you know, we would like to hit 100,000 subscribers. Tell your friends, tell your mother, tell your fathers, tell your kids, tell whoever you gotta tell them, let them know, man. We might get a chance to win a dream car. A car like you've never seen before. And I'm gonna build it right in front of your very eyes. Sounds good, doesn't it? We'll build it right in front of your very eyes. Trying to get a ground. Get this up here, butt it up fairly decent, and then we'll go from there. See, I can beat that down a little bit as I go. So I want to put that on there. Actually, I want to take a look at it again. I'm going to go here. Had to make a choice where I was going to nail it, and that's where I'm nailing it. Put that on there again. Now, see how I'm pulling that up? I probably should have shrunk that on this side. I might have to pull this up and go over there to the machine and shrink this piece. And I'll tell you why. Once I push it over here like this and get that tight, see how that's stuck out there like that? I can't have that. I'll have to go back over there. I'll put the shrinker on this lip on this side and I'll bring this piece down so it fits there. Right? Right. I'm glad you're with me. Tight right there, so I'm going to weld it. Why not? Why wouldn't I? Okay. I want to tack it up here again because it's looking. I've got a round piece or a rounder piece on this right in here. I can slide that up in there. Hit that hammer down on that and round that over a little bit. That hammer's over there. I'll just get one behind you. Get you another one. And this is how I put some of them handles to use. Ground them off, blow the hammer in there. Why not? Right? As I bring this down, brings that together nice. Doesn't make it so sharp. Come on, girl. Beautiful. That come apart off there, obviously. That isn't so beautiful, but when it comes apart, what do you do? Nail it down again. I generally, that lead, is what I'll do, is I'll weld it like that. If there's lead there, it won't weld. But if you've got a hose real quick, you'll blow that lead right off. That's how I work that shit. That's how I work that stuff. I don't got a torch, don't have a torch, don't need a torch, don't want a torch. I'm gonna see if I can bend that down just a little bit. Oh, I wanna hook that back on again. Smell the tack over here. Beautiful. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put that edge in the shrinker if I can. Oh, might get it. I was hoping it was. Put the shrink, put it in there. That's down. Can I get in there? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh. Yeah, I'll just pull down that. It's coming in. Sure it is. Sure it is. No choice. Oh, yes. Fit down there just as tight as anything, eh? How tight that way, even put it over there a little bit. I have to beat it there a little. Excuse me, so I'll go this way. Tack that right there because it looks good. It looks good. You're gonna start turning the welder on for me, are you? She's getting good, boys. Louver pressing with one hand, holding the camera, turning my welder on. Wow. Yeah, that's there. There we go. I like that a lot better. Now, got to cut a line in this because that wheel lip is a little bit wider than the other one. So we'll cut a new wheel lip. Try this bad boy on. This is the truth teller. This is the truth teller. Put her back in there. Put her up in there. Put it on there. Not enough. Still gotta come with some more. Hitting right there now still. Tis so. Tis so. Ouch. Ouch, my knee. Ouch. I'm gonna have to cut her off some more. That's fine. It's just a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. A little bit. Damn it. I'm still tight. Okay. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna cut it in there. I got to. Just a little bit more, boys. Just a little bit more. That's where she's going. And what I'll do is I'll take what I took off this one, what I cut off this one. I'll take the pattern and put it on the other one, I guess. close. We're so close. So what I'm going to do on this one, I think instead of running the cutting wheel, I'm going to run the slapper wheel. That's where, in all honesty, some of your crucial mistakes can be made on the wheel lips. How you leave them after you've painted or fixed. So generally, you have a, jeez, we're so close. I think we just bend that out just a little bit and we got her. If you know what I'm saying. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on. Yeah, that's not hitting right at the present moment. It's not hitting. It's not hitting at the present moment. But I don't want to hit it at all. I think right now, that's the clearance I have. Right there. See the clearance? Huh? Let's see the light. That's the clearance that I have right at the present moment. And it's not a whole lot. But watch how, if I change the rod, there's a rod that goes in there. If I bend that rod a certain way, I should be able to bend that, bring that out a little bit, and bring that front in. If you know what I'm trying to say, there's a rod in there that sticks in the back. This I haven't got fitting right, so I'm going to try to fix this right at the present moment. And I'm going to try to bend that rod too. We got time, Edwin?
Oh yeah.
Cool. It's going good then?
Yeah.
Good. No, that's not. Is that not? Right in here. I don't know how it's supposed to fit there. Ugh. Oh, she fits, I guess. I guess that's how she fits right there. Now, I have to think about this rod here. I'm going to take it off, I guess. This rod right here, it really does mean something, how it goes in there. It looks like it probably should have another piece that goes on here somewhere that connects it, gives it some strength. See, that's what's going on right there, eh? And I just veered this lip back a little bit and veered it off until it all looked the same. I could even take it back a little bit more, you know what I mean, and just have it, put it on. As far as that goes. The lip, just trying to think, which way is that going to be bent? I think it's got to be bent in. Don't know if I want to bend it at all, to be honest with you. It's not hitting. Do I? It's got movement there. Just not sure. What? I don't fit bad, you know, don't fit bad. It's not hitting. It's not hitting. I like to have that like that though. That's what I like that to do. Take a look underneath. I gotta take a look underneath, baby. I just want to see what way that bends. I'm gonna get a light. Because if I bend the rod, right now I've got that much. If I bend the rod in there, that could make that go like that. If I bend that rod, it most certainly can. Oh, it's just not all the way in there. It could come back further. I just, yeah. I like that wheel opening better than cutting it way back further. You know what I mean? I kind of. And then there's a clip right there. I'd end up cutting that if I go back any further because I've cut some of it off now. So I'm just going to leave it where it's at. I'm going to leave it where it's at. Leave it where it's at. And what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take the fender skirt off. If I can make this a little bit more round here, it'll come away from the tire I'm thinking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off. I'm going to take it over and put it on the shrinker, that lip, this lip, inside lip here, and I'm going to try to make it go like this more, like out more. That's what I'm going to try to do as I'm looking at that thing. So if I go back any more further, then I'd be cutting this. If I come in here and try to make a nice cut, that means I go up here further. That means I go in here further and take this off. Don't want to do that right now. I want to leave that. This is the shrinker. I'm going to try to put it. This is what I'm going to do. There's a pin here for this. Just going to put this in here. When I clamp this here, it should make this, it'll be shrinking this side, and it'll be making it go like this. And I'm just trying to do that to get it away from the tire. Is what I'm thinking in my head. You know, if I get it away from the tire. All right, here we go. Don't be so scared, Chad. You're scared of it. No, shaking it, everything else. What are you doing that for? Get on there. Get in there, come on. For you. A little bit. Yeah. All I did is try to bite that edge, is try to make this curl out. That's all I did. That's not all I did. Let's go check it out. And I want to try to make it work with what I have, because if I don't, that means I've gone backwards. I've got to see, that's perfect, beautiful. Now look at the gap. Beautiful. Huh? Hey, that's the back of the tire. That don't matter. That's got all that. You know what I'm saying? Cool. I might take and grind just I might take and shrink, bring it out a little bit. All I did when I put the shrinker on this side, it made it go it shrunk this piece of metal to make it go this way. And all that did is bring that out, so I might shrink it a little bit more. But there's how I'm going to fix Ernie's inner skirts. How long are we?
56.
56. I want to take and just do a little bit more. Actually, where I see that it's, no, I like it where it is. I like the way it fits. Fitting good. I'm happy with that. We might take a little bit more off of the flapper wheel. Very, very, very little. I'll draw it on right now. Here we go. I'm going to scribe that to that there. And then we're going to take it off. And then I'm going to say that I have fixed his fender skirt. They come off nice. I like the way they're done. I really do. I like the way they're done. Just take this off here a little bit. You see it? Excuse my liquor. There you go. Fini. And the other front skirt's in behind, so it should be no problem. Cool. So that's how I'm going to fix Bernie's fender skirts. This is the deal. Where I've only went to, this is the back. Where I only went to here. You know, there's only so much arc I can get in that. I can't cut it off like that, you know. And there's a piece in behind there. I think the arc still looks good. I can't see him noticing any difference once we weld this up. We'll just go along here, stitch all, weld that up, just weld that together. Take some fiberglass right over with your finger real quick. And then do it again with body fill real quick. 40-80, put a little primer on. So that's just another thing that we've overcome. That Bernie said that, you know, they would never fit on there before, and we understand why, because he's changed the rear end. And that's how I done it. Thanks for watching, everybody. And my brain's just a twirl about the car that I want to build for YouTube. I really want to build something that no one's ever seen before. And you guys are going to have a chance to win it.